Hey, what's up guys? Joker here. Today we've got a few news stories to get through in the world of tech. First up, I want to talk to you about next generation consoles because thanks to a leak from Twitter user Tum_Apisak, we've got a pretty darn good idea as to what AMD parts are going to be in the next generation of consoles when it comes to the CPU, and also some other things to discuss as well on the GPU side of things. We've also got rumored price and specs for the GTX 1660 Ti and when you can expect to be able to pick those up if you are interested. And last but certainly not least, we've got the backblaze failure rates for mechanical hard drives for the year of 2018, something that I always like to go over here on the channel. Today's video is brought to you by LevelGo.com, where you could save money on games and software for your Windows 10 PC. And if you need a Windows 10 key, they've got you covered where you can get a Windows 10 Pro key right now for just $15.75. Also, Microsoft Office 2016 for under $30 or 2019 Professional Plus for just under $60. And if you use my code JKL10 at checkout, you'll save 10% off your software purchase when you hit up LevelGo.com with the link down in the description below. But as I said, first we're going to start off by talking about the next generation of consoles who are almost certainly going to be completely AMD based, and now thanks to a leaked code number, we got a good idea of what the specs are going to be of the Zen CPU inside of the next generation of consoles. We don't know yet if this is going to be in the Microsoft console or the PlayStation, but based on previous leaks and rumors we discussed, it would seem that they are most likely going to be using these in both of the different consoles, no matter which camp you happen to lie in. So as I said, the leaker on this is Tum_Apisak, who has been pretty reliable in the past when it does come to hardware leaks. So yeah, he went ahead and posted up this image right here yesterday where you could see a code name which was discovered to be AMD Gonzalo for the next generation of consoles. And thanks to this handy dandy code name key figure outer, you can basically work out from this exactly what it is: desktop part, core count, cache, and all of that. So based on the image that we've got here, it looks like the next generation consoles are going to be rocking 8-core 7nm Zen CPU. So that would basically tell us that it's going to be Zen 2. And the base clock on these suckers is going to be 1.6 gigahertz, which is fairly low. However, they are going to have a boost clock of 3.2 gigahertz, which is significantly better than the previous generation consoles, which topped out somewhere around 2.5 gigahertz. And really, this is going to help the next generation of consoles be able to achieve higher frames per second because, as most of you probably know, as tech enthusiasts, the higher the core count, the more frames they can put out. And being able to handle more frames, especially in something like an open world environment, most games like that on consoles are usually limited to 30 frames per second. But now, hopefully, more games will be able to do 60 FPS as the CPUs are a little bit faster. And before we move on to the next story, just a quick mention: if you're hearing some noises going on in the background, like banging and vacuums and music and podcasts, it's the cleaning lady here right now. So yeah, kind of out of my control. We got to get a video done. So let's move on to the next story, which is concerning the GeForce GTX 1660 Ti, which I've been covering ever since the first leak. And now, thanks to Hard OCP, we've got a rumor saying that the 1660 Ti will be available on February 15th, so just about 2 to 3 weeks left to go before these are available to the public, and it looks like they are going to have them priced at $279, which is $70 less than the RTX 2060. And as we've seen with some of the performance numbers so far with that leaked Ashes of the Singularity benchmark, it's looking like it's going to be about 20% faster than a GTX 1060, which would put it at around GTX 1070 like performance for sub $300, which is really kick-ass. And I imagine NVIDIA is pushing these out sometime on February 15th, it sounds like, probably to really counteract what AMD is doing with Radeon 7, as they'll be putting out their $700 graphics card, Radeon 7, 7nm, $700. Coincidence? I think not. Furthermore, on top of the GTX 1660 Ti, we already knew about a GTX 1660 also coming, which is rumored to be using GDDR5 memory versus GDDR6, and it's going to have roughly 1,200 CUDA cores versus the 1,500 plus of the 1660 Ti, and this rumor also states that the 1660 will be arriving in March of 2019 for $229, and then after that we would see the GTX 1650 in late March for $179. So that does look like the rest of the gaming stack from the touring lineup, which we should have by the end of March. Pretty much the full stack will be revealed before they start getting into the really budget GPUs, I should say, But even those, based on, the specs of these, would probably be pretty darn good and competitive. I mean, even at the low end, if, the GTX 1650 is like GTX 1060 performance for $179, that's pretty damn good, if you ask me. Next up, I wanted to quickly go over the hard drive stats for the year of 2018. I like to update you guys on these every quarter once Backblaze does make these numbers available to the public, and consistently, year on year on year, one of the best hard drives that they have been able to test with thousands and thousands of them in use in server systems is the HGST 4TB drive. I actually use these in my system for mechanical storage. I also have a NAS set up with Western Digital 10TB RAID drives, but these HGST drives are proven to be some of the most reliable out there, and they're available over on Amazon for just 75 bucks. That's right, you can get 4 terabytes of storage for $75 with a 64 megabyte cache running at 7200 RPM, which is an absolute steal. 5 solid stars with 14 reviews over on Amazon. I don't know, I might be one of them, but if we come back over to Backblaze, you can see why these drives are so highly regarded and considered to be the best. With all the other hard drives being used in systems over the year 2018, HGST not only has some of the most drives in use with 14,550, but they've also got the lowest failure rate with just 54 drives dying out of under 15,000, which brings it in at 0.36%, which is one of the best by comparison to the other drives in the systems, especially when you're considering the number of drives that are actually in use. And if we come down to the annualized hard drive failure rates going all the way back to 2016, you could see on here, once again, the HGST 4TB drives are some of the best in class, with having failure rates consistently year on year of below 2%, and in most cases, even below 1%. So that's why I choose to use them in my main systems. They're fast. Even though they're NAS drives, it's not going to really be an issue for storage, and that's why I personally like to use them. If you want a link to where you can pick up an HGST 4TB drive that I recommend using in your system, I'll have a link down in the description below. But I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here, guys. Please let me know your thoughts, as always, down in the comments, as I look forward to that discussion, as always, on today's tech news. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, don't forget to leave a thumbs up on it down below. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will catch you all tomorrow for another video. Ta-ra.